All right, what is up, guys? It has been a minute since we shot a vlog. Kind of just got carried away with life, have a house renovation going on, competing in a couple series as well as coaching in a couple others. Priorities got away from me, so, well, didn't get away from me. Priorities took over, I should say. But where have I been? What have I been doing? Well, we've been out at Porsche Sprint. We helped Chloe Chambers, an F1 Academy driver, to learn a Cayman. That was pretty cool. She won both of her races, going against Ian Porter.
Despite him being right on top of her, it is not enough. Chloe Chambers with an amazing defense to win twice this weekend at Barber.
I'm a little bit of a gamer myself, so that was cool to see a gamer out there now becoming a race car driver. He's killing it. He put a good fight out there for Chloe and Barber. They were going back and forth. Chloe held him off, but he went all the way from the back to second and gave her a big challenge for the lead there. So maybe we can clip a couple of those broadcasts, not sure. Since then, had 2 races with my new teammate Eric Fulgaris in the Porsche over at RS1. That's been a big change from the BMW that I used to drive.
Here comes this Porsche. Here we go. John Capestrao-Dubet's closing in. He's got the hot tires. He's on the attack. This could be for the race win.
Watch for turn 11. Watch for that brake zone. He's got to set him up here. He needs to really get through this corner effectively. And you got to feel that Kenton Cook are going to try and protect here down into the brake zone.
Into the brake zone for the lead of the race. Capestrao-Dubet and Cook side by side.
Not sure if there's any rub there, any argy-bargy, but JCD has got the outside line now. Kenton Cook comes back at him. Maintains the lead there for Random Battles. What a battle we're seeing between the BMW and the Porsche.
The BMW is definitely in a very good place as far as the BOP goes. The Porsche is a great car, and if it was uncorked, I think it's equally, well, it's one of the best cars out there. We have a huge restrictor taking a lot of power away. We also have no driver aids in terms of cooling, no real traction control, no real ABS adjustment. So yeah, I mean, it has some of these things, like it does have a traction control, but it's a street car, so most of the time we're running with that off. We do have some adjustment in the ABS and the wheel diameter, stuff like that, but very basic driver aids. The BMW had some traction control adjustment, no ABS adjustment, but it was a pretty stout street car package, and it's new, so it's definitely getting a lot of love in the BOP world. I've really had to adjust to the brake pedal in the Porsche. That's been a big change for me. The BMW is a very stiff pedal, and I'm having to go back to a little bit of a softer street car style pedal, and I'm just exceeding that threshold. So just retraining my foot, relearning the car. I've definitely had some success in the Cayman in the past, but different trims, different chassis. Trying my best to get up to speed so that I can get the very best out of myself for my teammate. Eric is definitely killing it. He's been in those cars for 3 years, so he's an absolute animal. Being McAleer's teammate, I'm sure both of those are powerhouses, and yeah, I'm just trying to keep McAleer's seat warm. I know that's awkward. He's my boy, but he moved up to gold, and he would only be able to run in the Pro-Am pairing, and unfortunately that wasn't the opportunity available this year, so he's not in the car with Eric. Mac, thanks for letting me drive in your seat, buddy, and RS1, thank you for thinking of me and putting me in the car. Thank you to my sponsors that have made everything happen to keep me in the fight. So yeah, a little bit of a different year than I'm used to. Normally I'm in a Pro-Am pairing or a coaching situation. This is a pro pairing, so Eric's being backed by CBW. I got a little bit of backing from a golf course and some family, so yeah, definitely very fortunate that this all worked out. We were trying to help move me up into the GT3 ranks because no real opportunities have presented themselves yet there, and that's really where I want to be, so keep working towards that goal. But yeah, what's been going on in the car? Well, we went out to COTA. We had a 3-hour race. That was very challenging for us because it was extremely hot, and unfortunately the Porsche struggles in the heat. Eric had killer opening stints. I'm gonna try to clip the broadcast for you, but he went straight to the front, held it in the front.
Fulgaris is able to stay alongside, and it looks like he will dispatch of Tony Gaples this time. Fulgaris goes to the overall lead.
Even when he got back in for his second stint, I think he was sitting P2, right back to the front.
The RS1 crew is elected to do so. That's John Capestrao-Dubet getting out. Eric Fulgaris getting back in. The fuel is done, and now it's the tires going on. Waves, and we're back underway with an hour and 10 minutes still to go here at Circuit of the Americas.
Fulgaris looks to the inside, deep on the brakes on the Porsche. Boom, tries to do the crossover, can't quite make it work.
Our undercut or overcut I'm not sure which one we did. Actually, I have to watch the replay. It's been a couple weeks since the race, but we ended up pit cycling back to second, and I came out behind Kenton, a good friend of mine. I even waved to him as we went out of the pit lane. Well, I guess we went out before him, so it would have been the undercut, yeah. Ended up getting door to door with him. We had a little bit of a battle for about a lap, and then once the BMW's tires came in, he just checked out. It's all about me maintaining the gap because we did receive a penalty in pit lane for a very small infraction that we were actually ratted out from a fellow Porsche team, which kind of, you know, soft or a sore subject, I would say. You typically don't tell on your other cars within the manufacturer. It's always a race to be the best Porsche, but I think that was a little bit of a dirty card to play. But hey, everyone's out there to win and be the best Porsche, and hey, we made a mistake and we were called on it. My job was to make sure that we minimize the damage, keep the car in P2 and collect as many points. We went in leading the championship, came out second in the championship. We still have a good amount of events left, and I think Eric and I will do well. You know, that's what it is. So I'll show some of that race. We had a great Sonoma, and obviously Sebring went really well. We capitalized on 2 wins there. One of them was awarded to us after a post-race penalty. Yeah, we had an awesome race. Came out like 5th, I think, and I managed to get us to 1st, brought it home 1st. And Eric had an awesome opening stint against all of the pros. So yeah, it's been really, really good out there. So I'm very happy with the RS1 program. It's always weird switching teams. Well, not weird. A new experience. I don't know how to voice that correctly without offending anyone, but you know, both teams I have high respect for. Definitely thought I'd be at the Autotechnic family, but very blessed to be at the RS1 family now. Really enjoying the experience and the people I'm around. Just feels like an all-star team. Now we'll switch over to Lambo. What's going on over there? Well, Tom was back. We headed over to Laguna Seca, my home track, somewhere we had the overall pole. We were feeling very confident going in there, and I can't make this up, but we just been plagued. Non-stop issues, and our team's done everything we can. They've got us a new car. We started the race off in a pretty good spot and ended up getting a hit from my fellow friend Luke Berkeley on the opening lap. We came into the brake zone. I was mid-road, checked up a little bit early to try to create a gap, and he was committed to a little bit later brake zone. We had some contact, we battled back. Just wasn't our day. And then in the second race, unfortunately, Tom never even made it to the green flag, was wrecked right there on the front straight with some cars just getting collected.
As he takes off, Patrick Liddy outside, slides in behind, and that's going to be a problem. That's a bigger problem. A crash before we ever got to the line.
And that was that. So just been a couple rough races in Trofeo. I don't think it's reflecting what we're capable of, but that's part of the luck, and I've said that. I had some very blessed years there where I had just amazing equipment and all of the right things that played into the successes that we had. So hopefully we get back there. We're working really hard to, and I know Tom's really doing everything in his power to deliver the best drives that he can. He's my boy. We've been doing this together for like 6 seasons. Definitely really want to see him back on top and have some success there. That's what's been going on. Now that we're through what's been going on in the racing, let's talk a little bit about what's been going on outside the racing. Still working on the house project. You can see my boy Andrew's back there. That's who does all the edits on these. He's catching up. We haven't actually been working on any of these for a couple weeks, so he's making thumbnails. There's another cool thing that we're going to be doing. I owe Andrew huge for this. Basically how this whole project started was a friend of mine named Tino owns a restaurant here in San Diego. And he's like, hey, you should start a vlog just trying to show how you live your life, you know, coaching and how you make all this racing stuff work. My initial response, kind of like my initial response to Ryan when we talked about starting a race team so many years back, was, I think that's crazy. I don't know if I have the time or the resource to be able to do that. My boy Tino volunteered to try to make that a reality. We shot a ton of footage, but just got to a point where it was unrealistic to continue. There was too much time and too much resource that was needed to continue the vlog, and I'm not a quitter, so unfortunately, even though Tino and I couldn't make the business side of things realistic and work for him to stay around, I kept trying to make the torch continue, but I was ultimately left with this drive of like 6 months of footage that we were never able to edit and never got to show you guys. And during that time was a lot of the wins and successes from 23. A lot of really fun interactions between Sadakal, Rob Walker, the Autotechnic guys, the PPM boys, all of the guys that drove under the PPM tent. I mean, Mo, Cole, Tony, Glenn, Wesley, Tyler. We had Dominic for a little bit. We had a few new faces here and there, but everyone, David Staub, sorry, my boy. that raced with us, that there's some footage of all of y'all. So if anyone wants to see any of that, this is the time. We have finally, well, I haven't. Andrew finally edited it all, and we're gonna put it out on a, I think probably couple-day release schedule. So there'll be a week or two of just back-to-back unseen footage before we get back to the regular program, so to speak, with the 2024 season. So that's what we're working on here. I'll kind of give you a quick tour of what's been going on at the house. You can see the trophy stand still the same, couple new pieces. Got a new desk and a new project that we built for that. The Sims, pretty much the same. It's getting a couple new pieces here in a second. Check out the house. The house is coming along sick. Got the wood floors in, paint's now done. Everybody wants to see the garage, right? What's going on in the garage? All right, come on down. Guest room, it's a storage room, so any of my friends, racers, want to come stay, you're always welcome. Boom. Toolbox is coming together, got some new tile in. Jim's gonna go over here. So that's kind of the projects we're working on this week. Finishing the stucco, painting the trim, adding a fence outside, pulling some old debris away, adding the gym in, and then probably move on to the patio and start retiling my pool. But that's the house project. As far as cars go, this is probably gonna be the next car project. We're gonna try to get a 2JZ in this thing for Grid Life out at Laguna. Saw the guy send it into 2 last year, and definitely has been on my bucket list to get this thing out there and send it around while we can still drift that beautiful track called Laguna. E46, she's kind of been neglected. She got a fresh paint correction and ceramic coat by Wet Detail, my boy down there. But unfortunately, some drywall work here in the garage got it all destroyed again, so we're gonna have to fix that. Can-Am, I told Andrew once he gets back from Italy, if everything's going to plan, we'll go take this thing out and shoot an episode of ripping this at the sand dunes, kind of talking about why the sand dunes are my favorite and how it played such a vital role in my driving passion, because it's a big part of, I should say it's the most fun driving I experience. I really enjoy the sand dunes. Probably one of the only places we get to go full throttle without buying a set of tires every few minutes. So yeah, definitely high on my list, and I highly recommend it to anyone that enjoys driving. It's like driving on another planet, super high speed, kind of that powdery feeling of the snow. Very technical, very fun. Another big project was the solar. So the solar is now in, and this house is on a full battery backup. The energy goes out. Well, I should say if power goes down, this house can run for quite some time, thanks to my boy Chasen over at Smart Solar. Might have seen him on The Bachelor, but now he's a businessman. He's been taking good care of me getting this house dialed in. Thank you to everyone that's been subbed on this house and helped with the labor and so many of these jobs, because this is a big project, a very passionate project for me. Obviously, the place I reside, my home, a reflection of who I am, and definitely a big part of this vlog. Well, a big part of this story. Yeah, thank you to everyone. I hope you enjoyed the episodes that haven't been seen. If you guys want to see anything else, please feel free to reach out, let me know. Till the next one, peace.